Coming up on this week's episode of the podcast, we want to get some new creators on. We'll tell you a little bit more about that in a little bit. Halloween, that's coming up next week, and we want to know what you're doing, as well as why is Halloween even a thing? We're also going to talk about the stuff that I got on Prime Day, as well as a funky story involving Foo Fighters and Miley Cyrus from Kai. All this and more on this week's episode of... My name is Fraser.
And my name is Kai.
And guess what, Kai? We're on episode 61.
Oh, cancel it. Cancel it here. Don't.
Alright.
Thanks for listening, everyone. See
Yeah,
you next time.
Now, we've actually got some good news about the podcast. We've gone and renewed the podcast for another year.
4 days! Yes, another 4 days! Let's go!
Well, hey! So, yeah, this is genuinely the last episode. No, we've renewed it and for another year. So, that means you've got another 52 episodes confirmed coming out of us.
Hey! But that's all you're getting, because then we're going to quit forever, and you're never going to see us again.
Oh, bye then. I'm staying. It's warm and cozy here.
Yeah, to be fair.
Anyway, so as mentioned in the intro, we want to get some new creators on. I put out a tweet on the Help 'Em Suck at a Podcast Twitter account last weekend, asking for your suggestions as to who we should get on the show next. So we've got to this point now where we're kind of like, right, we love talking about ourselves, but we think it'd be fantastic if we get other people to talk about themselves and we get funky stories from them as well. So we want to have and hear your suggestions. So go and check out our Twitter account, Stuck in a Podcast. If you haven't yet followed it, well, go and follow it. Go and reply to our tweet, which asks for some creators that you think would be good on the podcast, and tag them in that reply, because we want them to see that you're interested in seeing them on the podcast. And the most popular ones we'll invite on, and we'll see if they want to do an episode or two of us.
Please avoid tagging yourselves as well, because it's very annoying.
Yes, I mean, yes, fantastic. It's glad to know. I'm glad to know.
We'd love to have you on.
Yes.
But, I mean, unless you are, I guess, a creator, because that's what we're after, then, I mean, it just doesn't make sense tagging yourselves. I know you want to be on it. We'd love to have you on. But we need to make sure the conversation flows quite nicely. And I think between creators, it'll flow very nicely.
Except for you, John. You can come on whenever you want.
Yeah. Go on, John.
So yeah, go reply to our tweet tagging your favourite creators and let them know that they are wanted on our podcast. We want you! Yes. Okay. Thank you for that. That's your homework for this week. If by next week you haven't done it, then we're going to get your teacher to come round and they're going to give you detention in your own home.
Bloody hell.
We're going the extra mile here.
Well, good luck.
It might be a bit difficult in this day and age, but hey.
I was going to say, yeah, because there's not really much like they can do, is there? They don't want to go around the students' houses.
No. God, I don't think anyone want to go around anyone else's houses at the moment. Especially with Halloween coming up.
Yeah. Now, this year, it's very interesting.
Yeah. Halloween, in my head, is pretty much cancelled.
You know what? It's really weird. The government put out a thing, yeah, about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it, but I definitely did. And it said that anyone that's trick-or-treating with more than 6 people will get fined.
What?
Which is fair. Makes sense, because that's the 6-person rule.
Yeah, but what? Why would any... I just don't see the logic in trick-or-treating this year.
No. But also, if I'm going to say this, yeah, you ready? If you're not allowed 6 people outside going to trick-or-treat, close the schools.
Exactly, just doesn't make sense. If the kids can see each other in schools, then why can't they go in groups of 6?
Classrooms are still packed most of the time, so...
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So yeah, parents are going to get fined if their children go trick-or-treating.
I saw this really cool tweet the other day, and it was from the new CEO of Hypixel, Noxy Woxy. And he said that he's got a bunch of sweets in bulk. He showed a picture of it. There's literally like a massive box of sweets with like Halloween stickers on them. Yep. And what he's going to do is he's going to get his drone. He's going to do aerial deliveries to kids' houses who are self-isolating.
That's quite cool.
which is so cool. What a fantastic idea.
It's cool until someone thinks it's like a pinata and they like smack the drone, you know.
Sweets? Oh, there's more inside!
Jesus Christ.
Was that the pinata?
Apparently so. What was that?
What was that?
I don't know. I heard my cat freak out, so I'm guessing he knocked something off.
Oh dear.
Oh, okay, there's a lighter on the floor. Apparently that was on my windowsill. I don't smoke, so I don't know why there's a lighter on my windowsill.
Cat smokes, clearly.
Apparently so. It fell out of his pocket. Oh.
Yeah, so that's going to be a bit of an interesting one. I don't think people should go out trick-or-treating this Halloween, you know. Just stay home, get yourself a multi-pack of sweets on Amazon or something, and just treat yourself. I think that'd be the safest and easiest thing to do. I'm worried that it'll be all super spreaders, like, going around. You know, like they say that kids in school and colleges and unis are saying that everyone there needs to, they stay in their year groups, and then anyone in that year group then gets sent home or whatever. It doesn't make sense to go around to everybody's houses in neighborhoods, and even if like they socially distant give sweets or whatever, or they put out a bowl. Yeah, sure, if they put out a bowl, whatever, that just don't make sense for me. That kills the Halloween vibe. But like if everyone's opening up their doors and they're doing trick or treats and they're seeing the costumes, it's just a bit worrying.
Yeah, I think this year's Halloween is pretty much cancelled. I guess if people do it, then you'll kind of, I was gonna say you'd kind of understand who you're going to for the sake of, like if there's decorations outside and stuff, you'd think, okay, they're participating, quote unquote.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a hard one to think of because I personally wouldn't do it this year if I was younger.
No, I definitely
even if
wouldn't.
like it was a good thing to do. I'd rather go to Tesco and buy some sweets for like £1.
That's the only benefit, really. You get your sweets, but it's just getting it from other people's houses as well, where, I mean, if they're self-isolating, they definitely wouldn't be answering a door anyway, and if they are, then they're irresponsible. But it's just the risk, isn't it? You got to reduce the transmission, and if they're touching a packet of sweets and you're touching a packet of sweets, that's contact.
Yeah. See, Coda growled about that. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, I heard that. I thought it was a motorbike.
No, that was Coda. Had a little growl. He wants to go trick-or-treating, Fraser. He's got his costume ready.
Anyway, though, like, even if it was normal, nobody does tricks.
No.
Everyone says trick-or-treat, but they only ever give treats. Why does nobody do tricks?
See, I made a joke about this a couple of years back, and people called me really harsh because I made a joke that someone knocked on my door on Halloween. No one ever knocks on my door at Halloween because I live down like more of a private road, I guess. And I made the joke a couple of years back before like anything kind of took off for me, and I said some kid just knocked on my door and said trick or treat. So I opened the door, said trick, and then they walked away. Or like, I slammed the door on their face or something like that for their trick. And so everyone kept saying, "Oh, you're so harsh. That kid just wanted a sweet." And I was like, "It's a joke."
You wouldn't actually do that. You're not that type of person.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for Halloween. I love the idea of it. It's a bit of fun, you know?
I feel like if you do a trick, you've got to give a treat anyway.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah,
if there was a magician or something that answered the door, you get to see some kind of magic trick, and then, yeah, you got to give a treat after. I feel like, you know, you definitely go for the treats. If you get a trick as well, that's a nice bonus, but nobody ever does tricks. Oh, actually, oh my god, I have a story about Halloween to do with tricks.
Go on, Balamori.
Oh, god, this is ages ago now. Right, so, me and a friend used to do some things for a YouTube channel which is unnamed and will not be shared until I hit 10k. And one of the things that we were recording, which never got published because of the end result, was we were recording Halloween pranks. Right. So what we would do is we got in our car. This was when we were much younger, by the way, so it was parents' car. We got in our parents' car. My parents' car. He was with me. He was recording in the back. I was in the driver's seat, occasionally switching so we could both have a go. And basically, the kids would come up. They get their treat from the door. the door would be shut, and then as they're walking down the driveway, we'd honk the horn of the car and scare the shit out of them.
That's amazing.
And do you know what? There was a few reactions. We were like, ah, but there was a lot of kids which went, ah, and they probably shat themselves. And then obviously we'd open the door and go, Happy Halloween. And it was actually gonna be a good video, to be honest. There was quite a few good reactions.
But you just didn't release it.
But there's a reason why we didn't release it.
Go on.
No, we didn't release it.
Is it because of faces, maybe?
No. Nah, this was early days YouTube. This is 2010 YouTube.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so we were much younger. What that made me 20, 13. Fucking hell.
Yeah, that made you 2013.
Shush.
That's how old you are.
Anyway, so I would have been 13, 14 years old. I'm pretty sure it was 13. And yeah, we were recording these videos. It was for a channel which I haven't discussed, haven't put online at all, which, you know, I am saving till 10K to do the grand reveal. And yeah, we didn't upload it, not because the content was bad, because the content was good. Yeah. It was just the very end of it which left a sour taste on it. We were just like, no, let's not bother.
What happened?
A group of teenagers happened.
Right.
A group of teenagers that were out to cause trouble. So they weren't dressed up or anything. They went up to the front door. We had like a couple of pumpkins outside, and they're like really well carved pumpkins and stuff. They went and nicked the pumpkins, and then they went away from the house. Obviously, me and my friend, we were like, oh, well, we're not getting involved with teenagers. We're not going to fucking do anything with them, because we've literally only just turned teens ourselves. In fact, I think my friend was 12. I think his birthday's in February. So we were like, yeah, we're not going to get involved. Whereas these teens would have been like 15, 16. So they went off. We knocked on the door to get my dad to open the door. And we were like, oh, some teenagers just nicked the pumpkins. And then my dad was like, what? And they literally hadn't got too far. They were literally at the bottom of the road. And the teenagers basically... my dad went onto the road, and then the teenagers smashed the pumpkins like right at the bottom. And then my dad yelled down the bottom like, why'd you nick the fucking pumpkins, or something like that, just because he wasn't upset about the pumpkins being nicked or whatever, because, you know, they're just pumpkins. But it's more just like that kind of marked the end of it for us when there were still people going around. They smashed it, and then as my dad shouted, they basically pegged it. They ran after that. Right. But it was more just a case of, oh, well, we couldn't get more video because nobody was coming to the house. As you said, common courtesy. If you got decorations, you trick or treat. If you don't, you don't. Yep, that
is, for some reason, that is it. I've had that one of those ones where there was decorations, knocked on their door, they didn't answer. They said, go away, we're not doing it today. And it was like,
don't put up the decorations.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean you're not doing it today? What else are you going to do it? Do it on like January the 13th.
Christmas. Merry Christmas. Dead body rises from the carpets.
Oh, amazing. Sorry, go on. You were speaking still.
Yeah, that was basically it. That was basically the story. So that marked the end of it. So we got quite a bit of video, but we didn't get enough. And obviously we were pretty bummed being young about the pumpkins being stolen. We're just like, oh, well, that's kind of ruined it now. Oh, well, let's just call it a night. Took my friend home. And that's it.
That's quite sad.
Yeah, it was quite sad. It was a good pumpkin. We do like making good pumpkins. But, yeah, it's just people being assholes.
Yeah, sounds about right. You know what?
So, yeah, that's the only tricks I've ever heard of, and that's what we've done.
Fair enough. I have an idea for Halloween. So takeaways are still open, yeah?
Yes.
Especially like drive-thrus and stuff. So what you do, you get in your car to the McDonald's or KFC drive-thru. Trick or treat, you say to them when they ask you what you want, and then they have to give you free food.
That actually might work.
It might.
Has anyone ever done that?
I don't think so, but I think that is an amazing idea.
That's a video idea and a half right there.
It is, but it's... you gotta have guts to do it, you know?
Oh my god.
I might try it for a joke and see what happens, and...
That's such a good idea!
An area I'm not from, like, where no one would recognise me.
Oh,
like,
yeah, for sure.
My local McDonald's, for example, I won't do it there. I'll do it, like, the next one along, which is like a 20-minute drive away.
That is so worth a shot.
I might try it, see what happens.
Do it. I genuinely don't think anybody's done it. I'm just having a look through
Probably
my phone
not.
right now on YouTube just to see if anyone's done trick or treat. But it's not
Trick or treat
on drive-throughs.
Drive-throughs.
Trick or treat drive-through. Oh, hold on. Trick or treat drive-through challenge, but they've dressed up as it. Okay, no, they have actually. Oh, went for a drive-through trick or treat experience. No, it looks like only one person's done it.
Oh, well, now it's gonna be 2 people have done it. And after we've released this, everyone on the platform has done it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yep. But I think that'd be quite funny, to be fair. You might get like a free nugget.
Oh, I'd be down for that. 7 nuggets instead of 6.
Yeah.
Anything free is good to me.
Yeah. What if they say treat though? No, trick even.
Well, I guess we just got pranked.
Yeah, they say trick and then they actually give you 4 nuggets instead of 5 or 6.
Oh, that's a risk, isn't it?
Yeah. If you work at McDonald's, please let me know and we will do this together.
This sounds fantastic.
This will be great.
I'm so ready for this.
I'm 100% down for this.
Anyway, I just want to ask you this question because I've not researched it and I thought, right, I'm just going to ask you, just in case you know. Why is Halloween a thing? I genuinely don't know the history of Halloween.
So
it's just a thing in my head.
For me, I think it'll be because of the whole witches thing in the past.
Right.
And I think there's something about October. Let me actually like research this quickly.
Oh, you don't know
Halloween a thing? I think it's something to do with like witches in October. Oh no! I do remember it. Yeah, I just googled it. It says it's from the original ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
It's where people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts.
Oh, so in the olden days they believed in ghosts, and this was a day to kind of get rid of them.
Yes. So I think it says the November the 1st was a time to honour saints. So I'm guessing it's get rid of the ghost, honour saints sort of thing. So like if the ghosts do go, then you're like, oh, thank you, saints.
Okay, well now I know. I genuinely never knew, and I never thought to search it up really.
I thought it was for stuff like witches, because obviously that was a massive part of history.
Okay. So if they like dressed up as ghosts and stuff to ward off them, no, they dressed up as with costumes to ward off the ghosts. Mm-hmm. Where does the sweets come into it? Why do people give away sweets to strangers?
See, okay, so I'm looking at it now. It says All Saints' Day was that, and the evening before was known as All Hallows' Eve. So I'm guessing
that rings a bell.
So I'm guessing the 1st of November is called All Hallows, and obviously Eve. So you got Hallows Eve.
Yep.
Obviously, it's later evolved into Halloween. And it just says over time, Halloween evolved into a day of activities like trick or treating, carving jack-o'-lanterns, festive gatherings, donning costumes, and eating treats.
Did the treats evolve from? Did they ever do apple bobbing?
I think so.
Because I feel like apple bobbing was where that came from, wasn't it?
Yes.
Ah.
It says here, between 1920 and 1950, the centuries-old practice of trick-or-treating was revived. So it must have been a thing before that, but it must have
stopped for the war or something.
Yeah, it says it was a relatively inexpensive way for an entire community to share the Halloween celebration. Because obviously treats are quite, like sweets and stuff, are really cheap.
Yeah.
Like you can get a massive pack for £1. So I think it's just it's a nice thing for like everyone to kind of, I guess,
come together.
Yeah.
I've learned something new today.
Yeah. And apparently, families could prevent tricks being played on them by providing the neighbourhood children with small treats.
Ah.
So that's why it's trick or treat. So if you don't give them a treat, then they have the right to destroy
Well, we
your house.
gave all these fucking kids sweets, so why did the bloody teenagers come and fuck up our pumpkins?
Because they're stupid.
How dare they? That's just going against tradition.
What a shame.
Dear. Yeah, well, it looks like we're all going to have to stay inside playing horror games.
Oh, speaking of horror games, though, Fraser,
Uh-huh.
we played a horror game. Video went out on my channel on Monday.
Yes.
8, which is like our only highlight from playing for what, 45 minutes or so?
It was about 45 minutes, yeah. That one bit. That's what we were waiting for the whole time. Explain,
so
for people who haven't watched the video, what happened?
So, we played a game called Phasmophobia.
Yes.
Which, it means something, I think it means afraid of paranormal activities or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
Fear of ghosts. So, yeah, similar sort of thing. And there's a game called it, which is like a horror investigation sort of game. And it's got VR enabled as well. It is scary in VR, to be fair. Like, you don't want to go around because it's pitch black and whatever else until you turn the lights on.
Yeah.
But we skipped the tutorial because we thought it'd be quite funny. Well, we did part of it, and we didn't really understand the tutorial, so we thought, let's just get into it and see what happens. Because we just couldn't really get the hang of it.
If you don't understand the tutorial, you're kind of screwed, really.
Yeah, and we both didn't understand it, so you're like, okay. So we played the game. I got us into a multiplayer thing, and we played. We went to someone called Susan's.
Susan something, yeah.
Susan something, yep. And what did we do? We kind of like walked around. I kept hearing every now and then, and the lights would flicker on and off. There'd be handprints, and that was about it. And I did see a shadow, like, vibrating down the end of a corridor at one point.
Yeah, see, I didn't see that. There was a few things that we shared. Like, we both saw the handprints when you shined the UV torch on. I heard footprints and, like, footsteps. Not heard footprints. I heard footsteps and floorboards, like, as if someone was moving around. So I heard that whilst you didn't. Yeah. Obviously, we both saw the lights flickering.
But then I saw this thing, like, vibrating down the end of the corridor. You didn't.
Yeah, no. You saw something in the reflection. I didn't see anything there.
Oh yeah, I saw many things in that game.
And then there was a few other tools as well. Like, so Kai had a UV torch where you can see things like handprints and footsteps. We also had a tool which allows you to detect paranormal activity inside a room. So it would have 5 levels of measurement, unlike the UK's 3-tiered system. What the green level would be, there's nothing going on. There's a light green level, which is it can detect something, so you're getting kind of close. Yellow is there's something in this room. Orange is you're very fucking close, and red is it's basically on you. It's there. So we were walking around with this little detector trying to find out where the activity was coming from, and we brought it down to the garage. There was also a camera which transmitted a live feed back to the van you came from, and from that live feed you could see little ghost bubbles or little things that you wouldn't be able to see with the naked eye. So we were able to see a little ghostly orb floating around in the garage, which confirmed that there was definitely something going on there. We had a standard torch. We had a radio, which, do you know what? I think that only worked at the end, didn't it?
Yeah, because I think we kind of got the idea you had to ask the radio questions.
And I didn't do the config at all. So I was trying to talk to it, and it wasn't working for me. When you talked, it was doing things.
Yeah, it seems like my Siri sort of like activated as well during that.
Yeah, you were so clear.
Yep. But no, then we got to the end, and like our last 2 minutes was probably our best part of the game.
This is what I wanted after 5 minutes.
Yeah. I guess we were on the amateur difficulty, so I guess for that sake, it might have been easier because we were newbies to the game.
Can you imagine if we were on like nightmare difficulty? How hard would it be to find that ghost? We would have been walking around for bloody hours.
No, I think we would have found it straight away. I think it's because we were on amateur, it didn't pop up as much.
I wanted it to. I thought amateur would be like, yeah, it gets to pop up a little bit more.
I thought it'd just be like, yeah, it's a bit easier for you, so like you'd be able to catch it easier and stuff. You know? But no, it finally spawned in. We both saw it, and we legged it to the van and
absolutely shat ourselves.
But we got $10 out of it in the game.
Yeah, and that's when we found out that you're actually supposed to complete the objectives.
Yep.
So you get money for taking photos, you get money for written evidence, so like if the ghost writes in your book. You get money for taking photos with additional evidence. So if you take photos of the character, you get money. If you take photos of like the handprints and stuff, you get money. And I think if you use some of your equipment, like there was candles and stuff, which I didn't see, but if you use some of that and you use it correctly, then I think you got money for that as well. So in reality, we only did one thing right. And I think that one thing was speaking into the microphone.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But I reckon we'll try it again at some point. But maybe not in VR this time, just so we can get like a better understanding of it, because the controls are a little bit off on VR.
Yeah. It's not as fluid either. So like in other games, you would press a grab button and you'd see a hand grab. Whereas you kind of put your hand in its place, you press the grab button, it just kind of clips to your inventory belt without you doing anything. Yeah. So it's not as smooth. It definitely don't feel as polished, but it is a good game once you actually get to the good content, which took a bit of time.
Yeah, of course. So I'm sure like we'll get to it someday, but I think yesterday we weren't very lucky with it, and we didn't really understand it, and we had like a little watch of a small video, got a really tiny bit of knowledge of the game, and that was about it. Because the game, it didn't really like explain to us what we were doing still, that video.
It was more of an intro to the game, really.
It was like,
it wasn't really like, this is how you do it. It was just, this is what you do, but it didn't explain how.
Yeah. But no, I think if we watch like a 20-minute video, that like, because there's a few of them, if we watch one of them and work out what we're doing, we could have a better shot. Maybe we'll do it with a few more people as well, because it seems like if you have 4 people rather than 2, you can use everything at the same sort of time rather than just one thing. And I think that's where we were kind of like missing out, is we did only have one thing. Obviously, because you can only hold 2 things, you can have 2 things on your belt, and you have to drop things if you don't want to use it.
Yeah, it did get a bit clunky at points, didn't it? And there was some points as well, like I was moving around a camera and Kai was sitting in the van, and that was actually quite useful. But where I needed to go and do things but I didn't have the equipment, it was, swapping out was a bit of a pain. On the topic of Halloween and scary games, though, on the Epic Games launcher at the moment, Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs is available for free, which is a really good intro to the Amnesia series. I think we've all played it by this point, and
I don't think I've ever played it.
You've never played Amnesia, Machine for Pigs?
I don't think so. I might do some Twitch streams on it though.
Oh my god, it's a classic game. It's really old now,
I have
don't
watched
get me wrong.
PewDiePie play it.
You haven't?
No, I have.
Oh, I was going to say, that's what he got famous for. Stefano and the barrels and everything. That came from Amnesia, Machine for Pigs. He basically made it a lot more popular. I played it before, but then he made it a hell of a lot more popular. And it's a really good intro to horror games. So if you want to give that a go and grab Amnesia Machine for Pigs for free on the Epic Games Store. That offer is available for literally one more day. It expires on Thursday the 22nd at 4 p.m. UK time. So literally, if you're listening, you can get it after, but not for free.
Oh.
So if you want to get the game for free, go and grab it right now as you're hearing.
No, I mean, is it like free forever? Or is it just free for that weekend? For like that
no,
day?
it's free forever. You claim the game, that's in your library.
Cool, I'll do that then.
Otherwise, if you are listening to this after, then we have Layers of Fear 2, which will be free as of the 22nd to the 29th, from 4 p.m. to 4 p.m. on both of those days as well. So if you want a different type of game, then you get Layers of Fear 2.
Very nice.
Do you know what? Epic Games does do good with their free games. Admittedly, quite a lot of them are old.
You know the one thing I hate with Epic Games?
What's that?
Keeps trying to install Fortnite every time I ever load it up.
What, even if you've uninstalled it or cancelled it?
To it? Yeah.
Have you got automatic updates on?
No.
See, I've got them turned off and it doesn't prompt for me, but then I have gone and made some other changes as well. I just wish they did more intuitive things, like socials a little bit better, like how Steam has profiles. Achievements is a big thing for me, because that kind of marks progress. Otherwise, you don't feel like you're making progress other than when you load up the game. If you get to see the progress you made from outside the game, then it gives you a much better idea of what you've been up to. But otherwise, launchers are boring. You kind of want the whole social system to go with it.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was a nice half-hour Halloween sort of section, you know?
Yeah, and now we're not going to be talking about Halloween. So if you hated Halloween, welcome to the not Halloween bit. This is where we talk about normal things.
Halloween, they're gone by this point, aren't they?
Unless they skipped through each and every bit. If you did skip through each and every bit, the special code, or no, actually, if you made it to this point, maybe you did skip, I don't know. If you made it to this point, the secret code word for today is ghost. So, as well as tagging your favorite creator on Twitter, make sure you tweet at Stuck in a Podcast with the keyword ghost. And if you do, you are cool.
You're a ghost.
A cool ghost. Yes.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Very nice. Anyway, Fraser, you've
Yes.
done some stuff with Prime Day.
I did. Yes. Last week we talked about Prime Day briefly.
Yeah.
And I actually took advantage of some of the sales.
Very nice.
Treating myself. I thought I'm just going to go and buy some things which I've been
did you
considering
get?
for ages. Say that again.
What did you get?
I got a phone battery.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that just goes to show how boring that one was. I got a replacement battery for my iPhone 7 Plus.
Very nice.
Because I don't like the look of a new iPhone too much, so I thought, yeah, let's just go and
I like the
replace
camera.
it. Yeah, it's just an iPhone 10 in disguise.
Yeah.
I also got 2 smart plugs.
Very nice.
So now I can tell the Google Assistant to turn on the spotlights when I'm recording. I got a smart light bulb so I can have an RGB rainbow room.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell it to activate different profiles. So I've got one called Evening, which lights up the room as if there was a lamp in the room. And it's really nice and relaxing and actually makes me feel really tired. Whereas there's another one which is just like daytime and it lights up the room normally. Yeah, that's fantastic. I got some cable management stuff because I'm bad with my cable management.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I'm also bad at judging size. So I got 1/2 inch in diameter. And turns out I got way more cables than
nice.
1/2 inch in diameter. So the annoying thing is I can't return it now because I've already been the packaging.
That's not the end of the world.
So yeah, it's in place, but it's not good. So I'm gonna need to get some new ones, maybe at like Black Friday or something. And I feel like I got one more thing, but I'm forgetting it.
No, that's what you got.
That I got an extension lead.
Oh, bloody hell!
So boring.
Thrilling, Fraser. Very thrilling.
Although it wasn't an extension lead, admittedly, it was an extension tower.
Oh, you know what? They're actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's so much smaller than I thought. So it's got 8 plugs on it. It's got 4 USB slots as well.
Which
and
one
it's
have you got?
Really tiny.
Because I need one.
I'll send you a link to it.
Is it this one? Is it this one?
This is where you've got the right one first. Nah, it's not that one. That's not the one. I
Oh,
went with.
okay. Because that's got USB slots on it.
No, there we go. I've sent you a link. It's called
short
a
link.
Hovni 8-way tower.
Oh wow! It looks much the same. To be fair, the one that I think he's got 12.
It's really small. God, do you even need 12?
Probably not. Depends what
Fair
you
enough.
got. I mean, I use a lot of like I guess I use like a lot of music equipment and stuff that does need plugs. So maybe.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I do have an 8-plug extension lead under my desk already. And then before I had a 4-port one to the side, but then yeah, I was always switching out cables.
Yeah.
So yeah, now that's gonna last me for quite a while. I doubt I'm gonna need 16 plugs on my desk. If I do, then that's ridiculous how much equipment
Well, that's what
I've
you
got on my
think.
desk.
You're gonna need to now.
If I wasn't working from home, it wouldn't be too bad because 2 plugs are taken up by work equipment.
Yeah.
But because I am working from home as well, yeah, more things being taken up. Anyway, so yeah, quite a boring to some haul, but very electric based for me.
Hey.
Extension leads, lights, and smart products.
Hey, I mean, if it's nice for you, it's nice for us.
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna be getting more. I don't know whether to
Good.
get more smart plugs or whether to get more smart bulbs.
Right.
Because they are really useful. The smart plugs are useful to turn on spotlights. The smart bulbs are, like, even now, it's really dark right now. All I need to go is go, hey Google, turn on office light.
Hello.
And it's on. There we go. It's as easy as that. So it is nice to be able to do that. And I feel like if I do that in my bedroom as well, like maybe on the lamps, I can get 2 set up with the smart bulbs, or I can change them to a nice relaxing color, or maybe in the morning change it to a nice bright blue color to help me think it's daytime, trick myself into waking up a little bit more. I feel like I need that now because I'm missing my alarms now.
Yeah.
I feel like I really need something else to try and tell me it's daytime. So nice blue lights would probably help. Yeah, I think I'm going to get some more. And it is a really good deal as well. To buy the lights by itself, it costs $44.99, but I bought it for $19.99, I believe. on sale.
Whoa.
So yeah, that was a nice little treat to myself. Did you get anything? You must have
No.
got something. You didn't
No.
get anything.
I generally don't, to be fair. Do you want to know the it's really great. You ready? I'm going to tell you the last few things that I've bought. You ready?
Go on then.
I'll say everything that I bought from the 24th of September, so the last month.
Okay,
Ready?
24th of September.
Dog hammock
Whoa.
for the car back seats.
Yep.
Dog food, so he can
Oh.
eat. Which, surprisingly, a bag of that lasts me a month, which is really good.
Oh, decent.
Jeans.
Uh-huh.
Deodorant.
Mm-hmm. God, do you not go to Tesco?
They don't sell it in Tesco, the one I want.
Oh, fair enough.
And tattoo goo.
Oh, I see. That
So it's
helps,
aftercare
ease it.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool,
It's
fair
just
enough.
to like clean it and whatever else. Keep it nice and refreshing.
Fair enough. Now, what I've
So,
listed is
that's
the
all I've
only
got.
things. That's the only things I bought in the last 3 months.
Fair.
I don't.
Oh
I
no,
don't
I
buy
did get
Prime
one other
anymore.
thing. I got a car phone holder which I returned
Oh dear.
because it stuck onto my windscreen for. No, it's stuck. It has a sticky thing. Yeah, so you stick it onto your.
It's a suction cup, isn't
dashboard.
it?
Yeah, it's a suction cup that's sticky.
Yep.
Stuck it on, fell off within like a second or two.
Yeah, I never trust the dashboard ones. There's some
No.
which have like a base station which you actually properly stick down as well. Like you peel off a sticker, stick down the base station, and then you stick the actual holder to the base station because it also has a suction cup which helps to increase the stickiness.
That's what I used. That's what I used. Didn't work.
God, that's poor.
Yeah, cost me £10 and I returned it.
Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, I don't buy Prime that much anymore. We literally only get it when it offers us a free trial or when we need to get things. I used to have like the student stuff, but then when I stopped being a student, I no longer obviously got the discount, £80 a year down to £40 a year. And I really don't do much shopping as it is. So, yeah. Although I'm looking forward to, now that I do have Prime, on the 23rd, so Friday this week, Borat 2 comes out. I cannot wait. I am so
I thought
buzzing.
you were going to say you're looking forward to Black Friday now.
Oh, I need to get Prime again for Black Friday.
It's next month, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll be next month. But for
Yeah,
this month,
I'm looking forward to that.
Borat 2.
You usually with Black Friday, you get like I know Elgato usually does like really good deals on things.
Yeah, I
the
was looking
point
for a Stream
where-
Deck.
Yeah, they're pretty good to be fair. I've thought of one.
I'd only get the mini one. I think 15 buttons are enough. I definitely don't do more than 15 things per stream.
Oh yeah, for sure. But no, I think I might get some key lights if I can.
Oh, they look so good.
They do, but for some reason they're just not on Amazon anymore. But last year, Scam were doing them for half off. So rather than $359.99, they were like half of that, so $180, which is a bit better. It's not amazing, but it's better.
It's quite expensive, but yeah.
I mean, they are good lights though. They don't take up that much room, so bonus really.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the next thing to look forward to for me.
Well,
Oh wait, no, it's my
hey.
birthday.
Yeah, your birthday's coming up.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. I'll still have Prime on your birthday. I can actually get you something.
Oh, that's sweet.
I don't know what to... No, I know what to get you.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, you
Very
have to wait and
nice.
see, but I know what to get you.
Very nice.
Anyway, Kai, just to finish off, you've got some notes here. You've got SOS Save Our Stages,
Yeah.
and you've also got some highlights from SOS.
Yeah. So I only watched one of them all the way through, because I was about to go to bed and then it popped up on my phone saying to watch it. So
Yep.
SOS is Save Our Stages, because obviously at the moment a lot of music venues in the world are struggling because they're not getting funded by the governments of the world, even though music venues make up a huge portion of revenue for all of the governments.
Yep.
I think it's like in the UK. I think it's actually the biggest thing, like money wise, that they get.
It's crazy how much
from
performing artists
that.
do.
Yep, I think it's in the billions for definite. From what I remember seeing, and they didn't fund it at all until a couple of months ago in the UK, and they don't fund it at all still now, but they gave them like enough to keep their rent going for like another month or two or something like that, and that was about it.
It's not enough, really, is it?
Nope. But I watched it. This one for Save Our Stages seems to be American only. So a bunch of different stages across America. It might even be just LA. I'm not too sure, because the only ones I saw were in LA, or like California. But it seemed to be really cool, to be fair. Highlights for me, I watched all the Foo Fighters one, because that came up on my phone, like I said, and there was a little acoustic set. And you know, I don't know if you've ever watched like some of their like concerts that have been live or whatever.
I've watched a few clips and stuff. I've never properly been to one. I'd love to go to one, but yeah.
Oh, me too. But I've watched like a few, and all the time Dave seems to lose his voice. Dave Grohl, yeah, he loses his voice a little bit. But I think this pandemic has actually really helped his voice, because it sounded the best I've ever heard it in like years.
Oh, no way.
And like he could reach every note, he could shout, he could do everything. But it was a really good acoustic set, and it sounded really good. So if you want to watch that, it's about half hour long. You'll find it on YouTube. And the other one that stood out for me was Miley Cyrus.
Nice surprise.
She did a cover of the Cranberries' Zombie song. And it was also really good, in my opinion.
That's a really good call, so like it's good to see all of these performing arts talents across the board
sure.
come together and support definitely a struggling industry at the moment.
Oh, for sure. For an industry that makes up a lot of the world, it definitely it definitely needs help.
And bloody Rishi Sunak has the balls to say, they can just retrain in cyber or things like that.
Yeah.
You can't retrain that sort of stuff. Oh, did you see this ad though? It was a fake ad, and it was aimed back at Rishi Sunak.
Is it about Tesco?
It was the one I saw was to do with Wagamamas. Rishi could retrain to be a Wagga's waiter. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it when he was giving support to people, but then when he said about the music industry getting new jobs and whatever else, it's like, grow up, get a life, mate.
Some of these people don't have the knowledge or the position to be able to
they don't
have a say on that sort of thing. I feel like governments need more specialists. Like, I know they do assign people to different sorts of areas, like head of education, head of transport, but they definitely need like a representative. They might already have it and they're not doing a good job, but I feel like they just need more people who are, or at least really well-trained advisors. But then again, the governments aren't listening to the chief science advisors on coronavirus.
It's like saying, the government could have a different job. It's like saying they could go and retrain because their job's not important, their job's meant to be to basically protect the countries and whatever else, and work out things to do with other countries and everything, So I think that was a really stupid thing for him to say. But we won't go into that because that's not our thing to talk about.
That's for another episode, maybe.
For another episode.
Or
if you
maybe
want
not.
it, we'll have a go at him in that episode. And then we'll get him on here and tell him to go and get a job elsewhere.
Tag Rishi Sunak in our tweet about creators, and we'll give him a grilling. What's his name? Is it Andrew Marr?
Andrew Marr.
We'll do an Andrew Marr show on him.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Give him a nice grilling.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening to this week's episode of
Don't forget to follow us on Spotify right here, because we upload a new episode every single Wednesday. Of course, don't forget to go and follow us on our Twitters as well, at KairosBests and at FraserIRL, as well as following the main podcast Twitter at Stuck in a Podcast.
I said it first.
Of course, go and reply to our tweet as well, asking for new creators, and we may or may not be doing a community episode next week. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Anyway, thanks once again for listening, and remember,
if you see Rishi in the street, what do you call him, Fraser?
Uh,
Go on. It's the last word of every episode.
a bitch.
Bitch, yeah!